18M. Nice improvement through the session. Let's look at this entrance. Entrance is good. Make sure it doesn't get much higher than that, guys. Okay, this first one, we're missing the timing. So we get through. And then Fred's a little early coming back. You see that? And so Fred and Marconi, can you see how Felipe gets there a little after Marconi, and Fred's already coming underneath, and there's just not much air for those guys. You fix it, but I think it gets worse on this next one. Yeah, same again. So I just need to be a little more patient. So Marconi and Felipe, there's just a little bit of difference in the timing, just a little, and then Fred's already coming through, whereas Manuel and Felipe have stalled. So if Manuel was to keep going now, but because Felipe hasn't managed to get to the 180, I can see why he stopped. So Fred, you would need to notice that and just pause. And I'll talk about it more as we get through to the better ones that are coming up. It's a real nice improvement through this session, as I said at the beginning. There's 1, 2, perfect. It gets even better. So we got the 180 through, 90 finish. And if Fred is early to come through, then it makes it very hard for Manuel to have air to finish his move. So right now there's that gap. There's perfect. There's the gap that we need at the 180 point. So let's look at that again. We start through. We can see where Marconi and Felipe start. They go through to 180. Boom. There's the gap in the middle. You guys can see where you need to finish the 90 on. Fantastic. And we just want to keep, if possible, we want to keep both pieces level. And what I mean by that is more like this. So on the previous one, we saw a real big pitch difference between Manuel and Felipe. And by the way, I don't know whether it's the air in your tunnel, but if you could all work a little closer to the net, you have less levels. The logic behind that, remember, is if you're flying at knee height over the net, then the bottom pair cannot go down too much, and it's more up to the top pair to make a, that you can go down a little bit to help, but then we have less chance of extreme levels at the end of the block. You know what I mean? Anyway, so this is good. There's the 180 point there, and then we're looking for the 90 finish, and then now Manuel and Felipe are coming down more together. When we place that grip too aggressively there, and we get too much pitch, we don't have it here, this is good, but when these guys are more level with their bodies, it makes it easier to deal with the finish. You can actually be in charge of yourself at the end of the block, rather than being thrown into somewhere because of the pitch between the piece. That's even better. Like, look at this, look how Felipe and Manuel, you guys stay level with each other, and then you come down together. Like, look at that grip. That's perfect right there. The way that Marconi and Felipe are picking those grips up together. So timing of the block is one thing, and if possible, just keep the levels out of it. And it helps by being a little lower in the tunnel, but it might be something to do with your tunnel from what I remember about the space as well. Can't quite remember. Nice, guys.